Hi there everyone, welcome back. As I'm sure you know, I've been in Joseph Maine for more than 3 years, maybe even 4, I'm not sure. But the point is that I played this character for a long time, and ultimately, I think I just came to realize a lot of things and a little tips and playstyles and stuff that can really help you with your matches along my way. And I decided why not just share all of this with you guys. I tried to just write it all together that I could think of. Maybe there are more, probably there are more. Probably the time I post this video, I'll have 6 other ideas, but regardless of that, I just tried to collect the few that were on my mind right now. So yeah, that's what I will tell you guys, because there are some little tips among these that you can only like really come to realize by playing this character for a year or for months straight, so that's why I figured why not just make a video out of this, and hopefully some Joseph mains, some of you who already like to play this character, maybe you guys will find these useful and have some uses of these in your matches. I'm sure some of you already heard or already are using some of these little tips in your matches currently, but for the ones who don't, then I hope it will be helpful. And even for the ones who know some of these, I hope I could at least tell you one little thing in this video that you didn't know before, or maybe you just didn't realize before. So let's not waste any time and start with the first one that I thought of. Number 1. There is a new persona talent that lets you block a cipher from decoding, and that actually helps you to locate survivors better. So you can be sure that at least one survivor is usually spawned around that cipher that is blocked. So in cases where you're completely hopeless in finding a survivor, maybe on maps you don't really know that well, this trait can also help you not just to stop them from decoding that cipher, but also if you take a picture immediately, if you use that playstyle, you can know that there is someone nearby surely. Also, if you use my strategy, where you kind of wait a little, then you at least have a direction on which direction to go in, even if it's the furthest away from you, at least it's a sure survivor, not just, walking around mindlessly. Number 2. I'm sure a lot of you know this, but for the ones who don't, if you stand in front of a darker surface, it can be a wall, a tree, or rock, anything really on a map, you can see the blue little outlines of the ciphers shaking. That means that that cipher is being decoded by a survivor. This is especially useful for Joseph mains, because if you take a picture and you memorize which ciphers were shaking at that time, you'll be able to hit their mirror, or even better, make a jump scare at the survivor who are there. I usually use this tip just like right now you could see, and it brings me a lot of terror shocks or just downs in general. Beware though, if there's a prisoner in the team, some ciphers can shake just from the connection and there won't be any survivors decoding them. This is only a prisoner thing, so just take care, take note of this, because it can lead to wasted teleports and such. Number 3. If you only need one hit for your presence to be full, or if it's already full, then consider not hitting the survivor's mirror image twice, as it equals to one hit in real world, which is completely healable for anyone. If you don't need presence and don't want to share the survivor's mirror, just give them one little hit, so it will make them unhealable for the rest of the match. Number 4. You can actually go for a terror shock on purpose while camping by holding the second skill button, then releasing it, and then hitting hit. I just made a video about this in greater detail if you're interested. Number 5. When camping, it's super useful to walk around and patrol the area. Even better if you have the second skill unlocked. Just start walking in a direction that you think the rescuer is coming from, then start holding the second skill button. If you don't find anyone, or the mercenary is the rescuer, then let go of the second skill to return to the chair. If you didn't find anyone, just go back to the chair, then start walking into another direction until you find someone. Number 6. Another one for camping. So, If you paid attention to the shaking ciphers before chairing someone, you knew three ciphers were shaking. If you notice two of them remaining shaking, then the one that stopped shaking will indicate which cipher the rescuer will be coming from. This way, you can walk in that direction and possibly cut them off before they make the rescue. Number 7. Some skins and accessories, just like playing matches with high FPS and high graphics, can cause your gameplay to lag. If you notice this happening, you can just simply go to settings and turn off high FPS and turn your graphics to a lower setting if it could be performance or even the lowest one. About the skins, you can try, if you have a favorite skin that you would like to use, you can try at least playing with the same skin without an accessory. Then if you only want to use an accessory, you can just try playing it with a C or B skin, which is much simpler. If neither work, I recommend using a simple C skin without any accessories with performance graphics or maybe low graphics if your phone can't handle that. Number 8. Joseph's greatest counter is Doctor without any questions. To stop her, you can only do one thing, which is eliminating her as fast as possible. Of course, I'm aware this is not always possible, and even in matches you can't really eliminate her first, you should always at least try to keep her injured and keep her down in photo word, which means she will have to heal herself before trying to heal others, which will give you an opportunity to down other survivors before she can get there. Number 9. The no survivors persona trait in the persona tree can actually help you find downed survivors, although there needs to be a moving survivor nearby. This still helps you, especially if they're planning to heal someone, you can just find the general area very fast. Number 10. Making sure to eliminate your first survivor is crucial. Even if it happens by the time then one cipher is left, it will usually grant you a tie, which means no points lost in rank. Although you have to be careful in choosing your target, because chasing after a super good kiter for Joseph is not really ideal. Number 11. If you find a serve harassing you while you chase another one, take a picture. First, share the mirror image of the survivor who's your original target, then hit and down the mirror of the harasser and take them to a very far away chair. In this case, most harassers usually first focus on their teammate and save their mirror, and only pay attention to their own mirror afterwards. So usually in these cases they won't have time to make it there to save their own mirror, which will, at the end of photo world, have you one downed harasser and another one who your original target was, and you can now down them with ease. Number 12. Paying attention to where the dungeon is very important for hunters as well. This way you won't be able to be tricked into having someone maybe downed on the dungeon waiting for you to chair the last person so they can get out. Or they can just kite you towards there. This way, if you know where the dungeon is, you will be prepared and try to force them to avoid that area. Number 13. Believe it or not, chairing someone in basement is not always ideal. Always make sure to see who the teammates are, as a priestess or a gravekeeper can cause you a great deal of problems when saving easily from basement. Sometimes it's even better for them to save from there, as they don't have to really just get there as a regular survivor, they can just go directly. And this will stop you from being able to climb upstairs, and you have to just wait downstairs, especially if you already have tinnitus and you can't really take a picture, you're forced to wait down there. So just please take note that sometimes chairing above ground can be also useful. Number 14. When picking up a survivor from a pallet, always make sure there are no other survivors nearby who can stun you. This is something they like to do, make someone crawl into the pallet so that when you're picking them up, the other one can step the pallet on you, therefore making you drop the survivor. So just always pay attention. And last but not least, number 15. When you already know the cipher is being primed and you can't really do much against the survivors, your best chance is to down and chair as many of them in the mirror word as possible. This might stop them from popping that last cipher, winning you some time, and even if they pop the cipher, by the end of the photo word, they will be down, possibly not having enough time to open any gates. This is something that can help you late game if you're really just hopeless and there are 4 survivors left. And this concludes this little video that I put together. I really honestly hope some of these tips can help you guys because I found them really useful when I realized them. And some of them I realized in the first few months, some of them a year or two from starting to play JoJo. So yeah, if you have any other tips you would like to share with the others, leave them in a comment and I hope you enjoyed.